Hello all. Hello. We're back on the NESMP, y'all. I never know how to start these streams because, you know, it seems kind of like an NESMP tradition to just not do a stream intro. Here, this is something I see people do. They do that and then they go like that. You can still see it moving when you're tabbed out. Tab that or turn that down just a smidgen. Lovely. Yet to find a nice playlist that I can listen to while I stream. Because it's either stuff that's gonna put me to sleep, like this these stream beats by Harris Heller. Honestly, they're good. It's good stuff, but it's me a bit sleepy, and I don't need that in the evening. You know, I feel like we're gonna be doing these evening streams are probably gonna be a bit more common with the NESMP, but it's either that and I get a little bit sleepy, or it's like I don't know. Last time we were listening to a lot of Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, some Dean Martin. That stuff, it tempts me to sing along, which I don't like. I don't like it when people sing on stream, but I'm a hypocrite, so I do it. It's like, you know, you just gotta sort of test things out. When I first started working out years ago, I was like going through every playlist I had trying to find out what would motivate me, and it was, you know, failing. I was like, surely Eminem will motivate me. Great gym motivation. I found out it's not what motivates me at all, even though it's, you know, a lot of the rap I had in that playlist was good stuff, and it was, you know, driving. It was good. In theory, it should have been motivational, but stuff that was like, I have a lot of like 80s movie stuff, like a lot of the Transformers, the movie soundtrack. I have in that playlist. I've got a lot of Rocky stuff that's in Rocky movies. Apparently the 80s training montage is what I need for my training montage. So I just have to keep playing around with what we've got going on stream before we get into our groove. But today, oh god, did I not change the title correctly? Oh, because I heard myself. What a fool. This guy doesn't know how to stream. There we go. It's just gonna be sand today. Just gonna be doing some sand. Hello, sir. It's just gonna be sand today. Oh yeah. Last time we were starting work on the actual island bit of Dragonstone. We were doing that by just harvesting a bunch of cobblestone, which here it is. There we go. Full double chest. So we are pretty good on cobble right now, but what we need is sand. I've decided to drain the ocean. For what reason? You know, I don't think I'm going to build anything down here, but I don't like building over water. And that's about all the motivation I really need. So it's all the motivation I'm going to use. You know, in theory, I should have known that it would play this song after sundown, but you got to crank it up. You got to crank up the Edmund Fitzgerald. There we go. Lovely. You gotta give the song your full attention. Oop. Here we go. Lovely, lovely. Let's go get some sand. Oh my god, is that a Finn Soli? Oh my god, is that a wild Archie O'Grady? Hello, Finn. How's it going? How's it going, Finn? We're listening to some Gordon Lightfoot. We're sobbing. It's the Edmund Fitzgerald. You know how it is. We're on the NESMP today. It's good stuff. Oh yeah. The one and only Finn Soli being here. I don't have an Electron. Reminded me. Good music choice. Thank you, Finn. I always knew I liked you. You were always my favorite. You being here reminds me, guys, Cascade SMP episodes are coming out now. Rin and Katie's episode 1s. Katie's came out today. I watched some of it. I haven't watched all of it. I joined halfway through the premiere. So I'm going to go back later today and watch the rest of that. Because I'm sure it's good. They've both been working very, very hard. Rin likes to say that everyone's been working really hard on the server. It's mostly been them. It's mostly been them. Comparatively, I constructed a narrative where I didn't have to do much work. At least for now. Oh yeah, I gotta watch the one from today too. Yeah, Rin's was very good. What I saw of Katie's was very good. Oh, ad? God, if only there were a way you could, like, subvert the ads so that you, like, didn't get ads. God, I wish there were a way to, to do that. I kid. How long are these? I don't know how long these ads are. I don't understand Twitch ads. I just don't. It's like, what I want to do is, like, J Nonsense raiding with a party of 6. Welcome, J Nonsense. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. What were you guys doing? Tell me everything. It's a real mystery to me. Thank you for the raid, Jay. Appreciate it. Applebee's. Welcome in, Hunter H. And yes, Applebee's. I agree. Applebee's. Yes, Jay. Applebee's. That's true. I agree. Yes, Sai. Yes, Applebee. Yeah, guys, type Applebee's in chat if you're having a good time. We're not doing Applebee's today. We're doing sand. Who here? Raise your hand. Type Applebee's in chat if you would eat sand as a kid. Type 1. I mean, realistically, why wouldn't you? If you had sand at your disposal as a child, Applebee's, good. Glad to hear it. We can't put it again. Applebee's. Missing something. There's a raid bit going on here, and I hate not being in on a raid bit. Build an Applebee's? Oh. How many Applebee's do you know that are made out of sand? Because we're mainly doing sand today. So if that's feasible, we'll maybe build an Applebee's underneath Dragonstone. I've suggested that to Jay. That's a good idea. The ones in the Middle East. Made out of sand? Nice. I mean, I assume I've probably been in a number of sandstone buildings, to be fair. There we go. This song is longer than I remember. Which is good. I do like this song. If you go on the, I believe it is a Edmund Fitzgerald Museum website. It's a good read. I've read some of what's on the website. I'd like to read the rest of it. Applebee's. Guys, type Applebee's in chat if you want to get banned. I'm kidding. But yes, Applebee's. If you want a good read, the Edmund Fitzgerald Museum website is a solid one. I'd like to reread that someday. Applebee's is hell. I think literally the last time I went to an Applebee's, somebody proposed there. It was like a big, we were in like a big family gathering. And, you know, we were in the area where you're sitting, that's like elevated beyond the bar. And then, you know, everyone was turning around, everyone's looking to see what the hubbub was. And it was just a couple getting engaged in an Applebee's for some reason. You know, I can't think of a more romantic location than Applebee's. Fellas, get you someone who wants to get engaged in Applebee's. I'm not full of sand yet. They know what they did. Hey, man. Last time I checked, they had some pretty good meal deals. Some pretty good drinks as well. I don't know if I'm making this up, but I think you can get like, what was it, like 3 margaritas for $1. $1 margaritas or something? I don't know. They gotta be poisoning it for that price. Applebee's will know hell like I am. Yeah, man. I agree. They will. Well, hell. Anyways, I'm gonna come back for Jay's next stream to spam Applebee's. Great. Well, have a blast doing that, Hunter. Thanks for stopping by while you did. I'm gonna turn this down. This isn't. Oh, it's the Doobie Brothers. That's pretty good too. But it's not the Edmund Fitzgerald, so we kind of have to kill somebody. Thank you for the follow, Hunter. Appreciate it. Hey, folks, we hit our follow goal. You know what that means. Naked stream, just as promised. Those ads have to be done by now, so I can probably talk about what I was going to talk about before I was so rudely interrupted by Finsoli complaining about my ads. Oh, W hat. Thank you. I look very fashionable, don't I? I don't think it's supposed to go on top of the hair. I think you're supposed to go down on it. Apologize, there was 4 of them. What? 4 ads? It's a great hat. What were you talking about, if not the hat I was just wearing? What is W hat? Oh, did you? What? Okay. Got it. Got it. Good. What you said. Yes. Like a good topping on a cupcake? True, true. We're almost full of sand, but that's fine. Hey, do I have a bell card? I don't know where I picked this up from. This is an item. Yeah, we already have one. Do love the Doobie Brothers. The Doobie Brothers. If I go to sleep, it'll... Who? It's fine. Anyways, now that ads are over, I can talk about what I was going to talk about earlier. Back to the topic of Cascade. Episode's coming out the 25th, folks. 2 days. I was hoping to meet that goal when Rin and Katie said their episodes were coming out 2 days apart. Hoping we could do an every other episode thing. It looks like that's going to happen. I literally need the episodes all but done. There's literally one thing I need. It's one voice line from one person. Once that voice line's been sent to me, I will upload it. I'll make it a premiere, and we will all watch in rapturous Google computer. What's that? It's an adjective, right? Rapturous. Oh, I wasted some perfectly good rockets. Google, what's the adjective form of rapt or rapture? Fab5 Freddy told me everybody. Computer, add that song to the queue. But yeah, it's coming out on the 25th, and I'm really excited for it. I really like the way it came out. Rapture by Blondie. Not to be confused with the Soldier Boy iteration, which was the first time I've heard that. What's up, homie? Thank you very much for the follow, Chicken Noodle, and welcome in. Adjective form is to enrapture. To enrapture. Always with the two. Yeah, welcome in again, Chicken Noodle. Thank you for the follow. I don't believe that it's to enrapture. I don't believe you. Anyways, we'll all watch together. Probably a bad caps lock. Don't worry about it. I don't care about caps lock. As long as it's not in excess and spammed. You don't need the two lol, just put it to be fancy. Don't be fancy. This isn't a place to be fancy. God, what are those? I changed the style of my subtitles, that how they display on stream. I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like they were too small before, and that's why I changed them. But now they're just cutting off the person's name, and I don't want that. Hey, Finsol, you're a streamer. You stream. Do you use Stream Elements, or do you use an alternative? I might be in the market for an alternative to Stream Elements. Stream Elements? Okay, gotcha. Just asking. But yeah, it's been a while since I made, I was going to say a Minecraft video, but a video to put on my YouTube channel in general. Like, obviously, I've been doing that for college. It's my major, video production. So I've made a lot of school projects, but, you know, I can't really share them with y'all because they have my face in it. And the way the political climate would change if I were to face reveal, it can't happen at this time. Sorry to say. The moment is not ripe. But I'm going to finally be uploading a video to my YouTube for the first time in a while, not including the Cascade trailer. I'm really kind of proud of it. People cannot afford the consequences for a face reveal. I know. Be like that one movie where that kid was born so hot that he had to bandage his face up, or everybody who saw him would die. I don't remember. I think it's called If Looks Could Kill. I think that's what it's called, which is objectively a really funny premise for a movie. It's very funny. I think the movie ends with him like getting a girlfriend, and then she sees his face and she dies like everybody else, which is very funny and very, I was going to say sad, but you know, it's kind of just funny. But yes, I'm very proud of this video that I'm going to be releasing. I was very nervous because I felt like through this whole production process, I've been very nervous. You know, it's a group project. It's not just my creative vision that matters. It's Rin and Katie's as well. So I felt like, oh God, I got to have a certain standard of quality here. Oh. Time travel, sorry. And I'm a fan of the way it came out. I really like it. So I'm really excited for y'all to see it. And I'm excited for what will become of future episodes. Here we go. Rapture. My first exposure to this song was the Soldier Boy cover from the Boys and the Boys promo material. Even though I haven't seen the Boys, I don't watch that show. I mean, it's not like I'm not interested in it. I am. It's just, I only just got around to watching Game of Thrones. I just started season 4 today. Good so far. I've seen the first 2 episodes, so according to very opinionated Song of Ice and Fire fans who've watched the franchise, you know, since it came out. I think the first season came out in like 2011, right? Apparently this is where it starts to like deviate from the books a lot. You know, and it especially does more in season 5, but season 4 is where they say it really starts. So I've enjoyed it while I can. I plan to see it through to the end, through season 8, which, you know, I feel is pretty notorious as being bad television. But I'm going to form my own opinion. I was about to say it'll probably be the same as the general consensus, but you know, who knows? I like a lot of things that a lot of the general public doesn't. And I also don't like a lot of the things that the general public loves. I've probably talked about this a bunch on stream. I don't like the movie Interstellar. Everyone kept singing its praises, and I finally watched it, and I hated it. It doesn't happen very often with popular movies for me, but when it does, I feel odd. There's some movies where I'm like, I can tell why it's popular. It's just not for me. Like, what was it? A Nightmare Before Christmas. I think I watched that for the first time last year. It was all right. Not enough for every, like, you know, hot topic and whatever, Spencer's to keep making all their advertisements and merchandise about it. Not enough for everyone to make their whole personality of that movie, but it was fun. Felt a little slow for me, but that ain't nobody's fault. Interstellar was the first movie where I noticed the editing. Like, it was brutal. I saw it. I'm like, okay, why was that? Was there a bit of the movie that they cut out there? Watching it on DVD, is it I bought this at like a Best Buy or something. Is this a cracked DVD? What's going on? Yeah. I like the premise. I think McConaughey does a good performance, as does Anne Hathaway. Good performances all around, but it's just the editing. Did you see Project Hail Mary? You're making fun of me for being bald again? I hate you, Finsoli. I did see Project Hail Mary, if that's what you're asking about. Ugh, I'm kidding. This is probably enough to start taking stuff out. Only have 3 torches. That's all I need. I did see Project Hail Mary. I loved it. 5 stars, easily. I almost cried at it. I say that like, when I said that in our D&D group when we were talking about Project Hail Mary, Ash sort of made fun of me being like, oh, you didn't cry. Oh, you're bragging about how you didn't cry. No. I cry at movies. I've got a list of movies I've cried at, and it was very close. It was very close with Project Hail Mary. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it soon. It was so good. Yeah, I agree. Very easy rewatch, I think. God, I need to purchase some more like DVDs. I bought. Oh, that was wrong. Oh, what I just did was wrong. Oh, I'm such a chud. What did I do wrong? Why are you evil? Why? Oh. Oh, I'm kind of stupid. I didn't do this bit. Okay. Well, we'll just do this bit then. I saw a lot of controversy when that movie was first coming out about something that I would usually agree with, which is that they kept showing the alien Rocky in the marketing. A lot of people who were fans of the book were like, you don't know when you're reading the book that there's going to be an alien. This takes away the thrill of discovering that there's an alien. You didn't show the alien in the first trailer. And I like what Ryan Gosling said about that, which is, you know, you're not watching E.T. for this kid's view on his parents' divorce. You're watching it for the alien. So the alien goes in the marketing. Yeah. But I agree with the idea that a lot of movie trailers are showing way too much. Like, I stop. If I'm interested in a movie, I'll just stop watching trailers after the first one. I haven't seen any of the Dune 3 trailers except for the first one. And except for the little preview that they showed before the Odyssey, which I really enjoyed. And that made me a lot more excited for the movie, but I mainly just stopped watching the trailers after it. I'm going to see it. I don't want to see any more. Speaking of, I'm going to go see Dune 3. December 23rd is the day. Me and the Dune movies have a funny relationship, which is when I watched Dune 2, I watched it with a good buddy of mine since elementary school and his girlfriend's dad, which is an odd movie pair. But I'm like, it was great. His girlfriend's dad loves Dune, and so he wanted to go see it. And now I'm going to go see Dune Part 3 with my good buddy, another one of my good buddies, and his now father-in-law because they got married. So it's gonna be great. I know they said this is the end of the Villeneuve, right? Denis Villeneuve, probably something like that. I don't know. It's French, so I don't really care that much. If they make a fourth one, I hope I can see it with my buddy and his father-in-law again, because, you know, that's a good movie watching group. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. I just realized I don't like this song. We're going to let it keep playing, though. What's the project you're on right now? This is Neverending SMP, if you're asking about the server, but what I'm building, I should probably get a picture of it. I'm building Dragonstone Castle from Game of Thrones, from A Song of Ice and Fire, as represented in the show Game of Thrones. I can get a picture of that. For sure. My screen's probably going to go orange for a second. Dragonstone. Fictional volcanic island and fortress in George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series in the Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon television adaptations. Crazy. Crazy. Find a nice, good picture. I mean, this is fine. This is a fine picture. It was really a spur of the moment decision. And then I'm like, I could just, if I'm going to build something, I can just find like an STL file, because this is the type of fandom that would just make STL files of various structures. And I was right. There was one. So that's what I'm going to use as reference when we actually get to that bit. Dragonstone. Not PNG. Now retell it all to me. Not hear your answers? Oh, ads. I hate ads on Twitch. I don't understand them. I just don't get it. Okay, we're going to skip this song. I mentioned I don't like that song very much, but yeah. What am I doing? I'm adding Dragonstone to the stream. Dragonstone.png. There we go. There it is. There it is. That's what we're doing. I'll just leave that there. This is a nice, entertaining stream, isn't it? You don't need to see the whole screen. It looks cool. I agree. I think some of the interior is also very cool. It's got like these. It's got like obsidian stone that it forms the beach, and it's very cool. I thought it had a black sand beach, but it doesn't. That would be too cool. Whee! I don't know if my screen went orange during that, but if it did, it's because I use this thing called Flux, which is this software that turns your screen orange after a while. And that's the end of the sentence. Sometimes you just need your screen to be orange. Did not turn it orange? Great to hear, great to hear. Maybe it's just not time yet. I think maybe when it's 9, they'll start doing that. It's just so that it's like, when it gets darker, your body will adjust. So it's not as hard light, like a tungsten. Eagerly await the orange plague. Still be here in an hour, and maybe you'll see it. Yeah. And I don't really need to drain the ocean in order to build it. Like, I could easily just make a big old platform and do that. But I don't really want to build over water. That just irks me. So we're going to drain the ocean. The logical thing to do. Do also need more torches. Torches. Am I the only one? Okay. Patero's AFK live. So it's not as nerve-wracking if my stream goes down. But I hope to have someone to relieve me eventually. I don't want to be doing this into the morning. I do not want to build over water, so the most reasonable thing to do is not simply move the build, but remove all water. It's an island, though. The build is an island. It's Dragonstone Island. It's not Dragonstone on land. This Dragonstone is land, though. That's how you spell island. So, yeah. Do need to remove all water, though. Carry on. You shall face no judgment from me. Excellent. Glad to hear it from Soli. Here we go. We want some more sand, though. Like a lot. We're going to go grab that. No, there's like an XP farm somewhere. I think if there's an Enderman farm in the end, I don't know how to get there. Actually, you know what? I might just have an end waystone. So if we need to mend my my stuff, we'll do that in a moment. Phew! Hooray! I'm still wearing the pirate hat. Good. I hope nobody values this desert. I assume not, because nobody's built anything here, and it's a desert. But if they do, if they tell me I'm wrong for depriving this desert of its sand, I have a solution. I'm just going to build a bunch of cobblestone, and I'll put a bunch of sand on top of that cobblestone, like I was never here. Fake sand, I dig it. Real sand, fake volume. Yeah. Like putting a big old wig on the air. I just went on a whole mental thought train. I'm going to bring you through it right now. I've been thinking about, like, I want to go to a dermatologist and get, like, a finasteride prescription. But if that doesn't work out, I have been considering wigs. Those of you who don't know, my profile picture, not an accurate assessment of me. I've been shaving my head for the past almost 2 years. The 2 years, October 31st, 2026. Because, you know, it was getting to be enough. But I have been considering wigs, especially... I was thinking about, like, oh god, if I wore a wig, what would the style be? I can't very well do a mullet. That's what I had before I started balding. Then I saw Kyle Chandler in Lanterns. Is getting sparse or just receding? Both. It was doing that from the time I was 17. It was brutal. It was really brutal, because especially, like, my hair was the #1 thing I would get compliments on. Like, I wouldn't get compliments on... Now it's my eyes. Now it's my naturally beautiful eyes, but... You see a lot of memes of dudes online being like, oh, dudes never get compliments on their physical appearance, which I'm sure is true for a lot of guys. Not to brag, not me. I did. I got a lot. And that's why it was devastating when I started losing my hair, because I got oodles of compliments on it. I had people coming up that I didn't know and touching me. They would touch my hair without asking. I didn't mind. Probably should have, because they were just touching me. Which was weird, but it was fine. High quality looks, yeah. It was very soft, very, very soft hair. And God struck me down for my hubris, saying, all right, you've had enough attention for now. It's time to bald. I'm sure it was inevitable. My father is bald, but, you know. I was hoping... There's like this thing you hear where it's like, oh, your hair will be you'll inherit the hair of your maternal grandfather. Didn't. I really wish I did, because like, he had a perfect hairline when he was in his 80s. I wish I had my maternal grandfather's hair, because he had an immaculate hairline. It was crazy. No. No. And to be dear old dad. Oh yeah, I was talking about Kyle Chandler on Lanterns and how I liked his hair. Kyle Chandler isn't an actor I knew about very much before. But I was checking out, oh my God, episode 2 of Lanterns comes out at the top of the hour at 9 p.m. I might have to watch it. Not on stream. I'll watch it when I end stream, or tomorrow morning. For those of you who don't know, DC's Lanterns, the new DCU, has a Green Lantern show that was marketed as being like True Detective meets the Green Lantern mythology. Which sounds a pretty cool idea. Then a lot of people were pretty cynical that it was reported that it takes place entirely on Earth. Which is kind of a weird setting for like a space cop show. But they were like, all right, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Then the trailers started coming out, and they saw what the Green Lantern suit looked like. It was brown. It was brown. Not even like a brown tone of green. It was just solid brown. Brown Lantern. And that's when I was like, okay. This guy, he's called Green Lantern. His entire personality and branding is about being able to make green stuff. And about being green. Why would you make him brown? So I was pretty bitter, pretty cynical about the show, but I'm like, all right, I see some people on Twitter seeming to enjoy it. I will watch the show. I will watch episode 1, and I will give it my honest opinion, my honest review. I loved it. Loved it. It was great. Going to be tuning in every week. Big fan of episode 1 of Lanterns. What is that? Oh my God, it's the future. Oh, there's 2 of them. I don't play on modern versions of Minecraft. Why is this here? Jukes. Zombie camel. Yeah, apparently that is a vanilla thing. It is a vanilla Minecraft thing. I didn't know about it until recently when I saw it on like a Hermitcraft clip. And they have them on this server. Because this is... Give me a second. 26.1.2. I think is the modern... You tame it? I have no idea. No idea. I don't remember what it's called either. You can Google... Console, I'm going to send you on a task. Google what that thing is called. Google zombie husk camel. See if you can Google it. Report back your findings, please and thank you. Ooh, a top hat. I'm going to leave that where it is. Ooh, sand. I like sand. Ooh, lava. Where was my thing? It is called a camel husk? Oh, wow. I thought it had a different name. Okay. Can you tame it, though? We'll get back to talking about Kyle Chandler and lanterns in a second. This is very important. Google says you can tame/heal it with a rabbit's foot. Oh, those are kind of rare, aren't they? I mean, I would assume so. Crazy. Well, I just killed one, so... There. Just have enough rabbits and you'll get a rabbit's foot. True. Anyways, lanterns. I really liked it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I haven't read any Green Lantern comics. I like comics. I like reading comics. I haven't read any Green Lantern comics. My main frame of reference for Green Lantern media is the Jon Stewart that's represented in Justice League Unlimited. The Bruce Timm DCAU 90s, 2000s show I grew up watching, which apparently, according to comic fans on Twitter, is a very inaccurate representation. People don't like the Justice League Unlimited representation of that character. I like them. No, maybe he's not a good adaptation of Jon Stewart as a person, but he's a good character. I enjoyed him. It's the reason I'm watching this show. And Aaron Pierre. Rebel Ridge, I think, is the thing he was in last year or a couple of years ago. I haven't seen that, but I did hear he was very good in it. I think it is on my list. Movies I have to watch. I didn't know he was British. I looked up, or rather I saw an interview clip of him after I watched episode 1 of Lanterns. I was so surprised to learn he's British. Accent was great. Great job. And that was almost immediately after, it was followed by, rather, a clip of Sophie Turner, who plays, Sophie Turner, I think that's her name, who plays Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones. And she also plays Jean Grey in the later X-Men movies, in, like, Dark Phoenix. There was a clip going around on Twitter of her doing her American accent, which was just threadbare, is the way I'll put it. But yeah. I got a confession to make. I haven't seen any of the X-Men movies. None of them. I've seen Logan. I like the 2017 movie Logan. And I know it is connected to those X-Men movies, but I haven't seen any of them. They're all on my watch list. Not a high priority for me, but, you know, I'd like to watch them eventually. I know there's a lot of people who love them, while admitting they're flawed. Oh, that's a lie. I have seen First Class. I watched X-Men First Class in the morning on FX when I was a child. Skip this. I don't know what this is. Oh my God. Good movie has a few flaws. Yeah. You saying that about good movies in general, or just all of the X-Men movies, the Fox X-Men movies? Down the road. All movies. Okay. Interesting. I disagree. Good movies can have a few flaws, but I don't think that's a defining characteristic of good movies. Flaws make them memorable. I could see that. I could also see how perfection would be memorable. Like the imperfections makes me like them more. Got it. Yeah. I could see that. That makes sense. There are, don't get me wrong, I love a good bad movie. I watched, the first thing that came to mind of a good bad movie is Double Dragon, which it's a video game adaptation movie of the arcade fighter Double Dragon. I watched it because it was, I think it was written or directed by Tom Schnoz, who was like the lead writer on Better Call Saul, my favorite TV show of all time. So I'm like, oh my God, a writer of my favorite TV show either wrote, directed, or produced an adaptation of Double Dragon in the 90s. I gotta watch it. It was dog water, but it was really funny and I really liked it. I think I rated it 2 stars and the like. It's a live recording or what? Sorry boy, but I've been hip hop. Halcyon Days. 2026 album by America. What? Huh? America redid their own song? I was going to say, it's a good thing this isn't the original version of the song. That tends to make me cry. I cry when I hear Ventura Highway, but not this version. I did not know they made a new version. It's odd. I guess it's their music. They can do what they want with it. If they want to just keep putting out the same songs over and over again, they can. That's not very typical of music. This was a discussion I've thought about people like doing remakes. I'm a big hater of remake culture. But I see where it has its merits. Like, you can compare it to, oh, why are we doing a million adaptations of Spider-Man? Why are we doing another adaptation of X-Men or whatever? Why are there so many Supermen? I always compare it to, like, you know, when a stage play has its run, it's not always done. You know, that original cast and recording, that's all done. But, like, the stage play is always there. It's always written. You can always recast. I feel like recasting is a lot more accepted for theater than it is for TV or movies and stuff like that. But I think that's a case of the medium being the message. People accept it for theater a lot more than they're likely to for movies and TV because they're not used to it with movies and TV. Because movies and TV, compared to theater, are a very young medium. They're young media. Theater's been around forever. So, of course, people have had to be recast and, you know, there's been adaptations and retellings of classic theater for centuries. But since TV and movies are a young art, young media, people aren't as open to the idea of retellings and reinterpretations. Myself included. I went on a rant, not on stream, but just to some friends about the Big Bang Theory universe. There's 4 shows in the Big Bang Theory cinematic universe, and that infuriates me. The main thing was, okay, I need to change the music. So I'm going to be talking, and I need to focus on what I'm saying. We're going to play some nice jazz, something without words, so I can focus on my words. Because I love to hear myself talk. Be fine. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the Big Bang Theory cinematic universe. The main point I was making when I was going off about this with my friends was, it seems like a lot of these executives in making these TV shows and these, I've had a 10 new sub. Who subscribed? Did somebody sub and I missed it? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Huh. My sub thing. Oh, I got tired of ad using me. I'm sorry, Finn. I didn't see the alert. Thank you very much for the sub, Finn. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't see the alert. I don't know if it didn't show up or if it just, I missed it. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, the discussion I was having was, I think a lot of executives miss the point of what franchises are good to make into franchises. Like, a lot of complaints you'll see about modern media is that, like, everything's a remake, everything's a sequel, everything's part of an expanded universe. All good, I don't think it showed up. Well, that's probably a flaw. I'll check stream elements later. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Everything's a remake, everything's a sequel, everything's a prequel. Because, you know, people these executives, they're treading on nostalgia. Of course, they want to do what's tried and true. They want to do what they know will work, what they think they know will work, which is, oh, hey, this one show or movie got a lot of traction 20 years ago. Let's make another one just like it with new, younger actors. Or, hey, this one character offhandedly mentioned that they did something in this very popular movie. Let's make a movie about that. Let's make a movie about that off-screen spaghetti incident. Like, you know, the Ferris Bueller, those guys who took Cameron's Ferrari for a joyride, how they were going to make a movie about those guys. Did they ever do that? Google. Ferris Bueller Ferrari guys movie. Googling skills are awesome. Spin-off. Hope they canceled it. Focusing on Sam and Victor. Paramount Pictures developed a spin-off of Ferris Bueller's Day Off titled Sam and Victor's Day Off, which focused on the two... Oh, it was canceled. Okay, good. Two unnamed parking garage valets who took Cameron's father's 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California Spider on a joyride. However, the project was canceled. Good. Oh, the AI overview also brought up Cobra Kai. We'll talk about Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai is a good exception. Because a lot of these, I think some franchises, or rather some movies and shows, are made to be franchises. Like, you know, Star Wars, that's sequels. You know, you got, it's taking my earbuds off, even with the music. I'll leave the music on for you guys, but I need to hear myself talk because I'm so vain. Star Wars was made to be a franchise. You know, it was the Journal of the Wills, and Diary of Mace Windu, and Luke Starkiller from the very beginning. It was always meant to be a big space opera that was supposed to have multiple parts. And the universe was the point. The fact that it became this big living world where all these stories were happening at once allowed for a lot more stories to be told, which is why I think Star Wars is an exception to my general anti-franchising mentality that I have. Because it's the setting that you're interested in. You know, the story of Luke was the main character of Star Wars, despite what George Lucas says. Anakin Skywalker. No, man. Factually incorrect. Luke was the main character, regardless of what George Lucas says. Obviously, Anakin was the main character in the prequels, but then he became the villain. And that's just fact. And of course, anything you can talk your way into interpreting it any way you want to see it. But that doesn't make it fact. Sorry, I don't usually get ranty on stream, but I want to. Going off the rails. It's 8:30 p.m. It's past my bedtime. We're going nuts today. We're gonna have some in my back. There we go. Another example of the setting being the thing that works for spin-offs and remakes and stuff is Song of Ice and Fire, which I was talking about earlier. It's like, you know, obviously the big Lannister-Stark conflict is the main point. And then, you know, Targaryens returning and everything. That's the main point of the show, of the books, of A Song of Ice and Fire. But also, it's like George R.R. Martin just wanted to build this big world where he could show off his knowledge of heraldry and Edwardian history and knights. You know, he talks extensively about how so many of his characters he just bases on real historical figures. Like, I think Edward the 14th, Robb Stark's based off of, something like that. And then he based Joffrey on someone else. I'm not nearly as well versed in medieval history as he is, because that's sort of his thing. I yell at media. That's what I do. I'm an old man. But he made this big old world in order to accommodate for this story that he was telling with the Lannisters and the Starks, and then Daenerys off in Essos. And you know, people talk about how the entirety of House of the Dragon and the Targaryens, their story, that was all made to accommodate Daenerys and to show where she came from and where she's going, which is true. And it's beautiful how that sprouted into an actual living world with all these intertwining stories, you know, like Targaryens, they ruled Westeros for 300 years, Aegon's conquest brought about all this stuff. And then now they're making a movie about Aegon's conquest, which I am very excited to see because it's part of that living world. it's not that the point of the story was the world. The story was, I'm not wording this correctly. The story took place in the world. And the world being fantastical and unique and new and being a universe of its own is why it works as a setting. People who make these remakes and spin-offs don't usually understand that it's the setting people want more of. You know, like what I talked about earlier with the Big Bang Theory cinematic universe. Nobody really cared about young Sheldon. Nobody asked for young Sheldon. But then, you know, I've watched a bit of the show, obviously more on TikTok and Reels and stuff like that. But it actually ended up being like a heart-filled show about the family and stuff. You know, they did their Bazinga origin story and all that. Nobody really cared about that. Nobody really cares about the world of young Sheldon because the world of young Sheldon is just the world. But then they thought, well, this story that we told with Georgie and Mandy, that's good enough to make another story off of. And so they did. They made Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, which I haven't seen any of, but they're going back to that classic sitcom format. And then they made a fourth one called Stuart Fails to Save the Multiverse, which, again, I'm mad about that. I'm just so mad about that. Really fails to understand the point of remakes and stuff. Like, I think a lot of these stories that they're remaking and doing can actually stand as good stories alone. If you just change the names, like if you change the names of, I don't know, the last few seasons of Young Sheldon, where they're going about Georgie and Mandy's relationship, and then Lance Barber's character dying. His name is George. God, he's George Sr. Of course I know this. I'm an extensive Young Sheldon aficionado. If you just change all the characters' names and had it not be attached to the Big Bang Theory at all, I think people would like it more. It's like, it doesn't need to be a spinoff. You can tell these new and original stories, have that heartening tale of like interpersonal social relationships and this complex thing that they've got going on with Georgie and Mandy. You can have that. You can just change the name. It doesn't have to be a Big Bang Theory spinoff. Sometimes I just want to see something completely fresh, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a need for new, fresh stories. And unfortunately, the truth is that there are a lot of new and fresh stories being made, but they're being neglected, usually. The thing that first comes to mind is End of Oak Street, that movie with the dinosaurs and Ewan McGregor. I think Emily Blunt's in that, or is it Anne Hathaway? I get them confused a lot. I want to see it so bad. Yeah, it looks good. I was sort of dissuaded by the fact that, like, towards the end of its marketing path, they did that AI video with the AI dogs promoting the movie. That sort of turned me off of it. Because I don't really want to reward AI marketing with my money. But it looks good. They did, yeah. It wasn't. I think it's like a pre-existing podcast that they paid to make an AI. It's like an AI thing of dogs with a podcast, and then the dogs promoted the movie, which is disappointing. It is upsetting. So, you know, it's whatever. Again, it's also stuff like that that's making a lot of these original projects get stiffed, because they're victims of the current climate in media and entertainment and just in the general world. Am I out of sand? God, what a terrible day. I hate being out of sand. All right, I expected this to be a chill sand placing stream. I'm going on a rant. I don't usually rant on stream, but I'm evil today. I want to rant. Another thing, I think there are, I'll word this. What I said earlier about, like, you can just make a good story, rants make good background noise, I'm glad you agree. You can make a good story without tying it back to a pre-existing one. Like what I said, with a lot of these projects that I'm talking about can be good standalone stories without being tied into any other projects. Like you saw, they're making that Legally Blonde prequel. series about her going to Seattle. I feel like that rant's gonna get a lot worse. So I'm gonna avoid that line of thought entirely. Maybe later in the night we'll talk about the Legally Blonde prequel, but I'm upset about it. I think it misses the point of the movie entirely. Um, I love that movie, and I hate that that show exists. Because like you could make a show about stereotypical UCLA bound LA high school girl in the 90s has to go to Seattle and has to learn how to roll with the changes, stuff like that. I think that would be a very interesting show. It doesn't have to be Elle Woods. It doesn't have to be Elle Woods because, you know, you don't want to see this person before their character development, before their story. Because that's what young Sheldon suffered from, is that like he goes through character development in the Big Bang Theory, learns to be a bit less of an asshole, not entirely not asshole, but he learns to be less of one. So then in young Sheldon, you have to learn the origin of how he became an asshole. And you just learn in the first episode, oh, he was kind of always like this. And then the rest of the show just, you know, sort of deviates from there. Goes on to be about the other characters, which is arguably a better story. Yeah, you know, whatever. Seattle. How did they? I think that's what it was Seattle, where they're sending Elle Woods. Free my girl. She doesn't deserve to go to Seattle. Sorry, I'm gonna put my earbuds back in. I took my earbuds out so I could rant more efficiently. Oh, it's good. I was playing my jazz playlist while I was doing all that. Hang on, earbuds coming back out again. I need to keep speaking. I recently watched, not recently watched, earlier this year, as it was coming out, I watched A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Really good show. Highly recommend. Even if you're not a fan of Game of Thrones, like I wasn't, I started watching Game of Thrones because of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I think it's like a 7-8 episode season, which again, that's an entirely different issue. The 8 episode season is a plague on the industry. Gotta let him breathe more. Gotta let him breathe. At least Game of Thrones is like 10 episode seasons and all the episodes are an hour. Night of the Seven Kingdoms was like 8 episodes and they're like half an hour, which, you know, for as small of a story as the first season was, that's fine. I don't think it should be an industry standard like it seems to be. But I really enjoyed Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And I think it's sort of justifies the world of Ice and Fire being a world that you make more than one story in. Because like he developed, you know, George R.R. Martin developed this rich history for Westeros and everything beyond what was needed for the Lannister Stark conflict in Game of Thrones in A Song of Ice and Fire. The world of, is Planetos the canonical name? I watch a lot of A Song of Ice and Fire YouTubers and they call the world Planetos, which I think is funny because, you know, Western continent's called Westeros, the Eastern continent's called Essos. I think the Southern continent's called like Southos or something. To have the planet be called Planetos is a very good decision. I hope that's what it's actually called. But to have it be an actual world where more than one story is happening, I think it works. And seeing the Dunk and Egg novellas, I read the Hedge Knight novella after watching the show. I really enjoyed it. I hope to read The Sworn Sword in time for season 2. I'm actually debating whether I want to watch it before season 2. Because, like, you know, reading the novella of the Hedge Knight, knowing what happens to, spoilers, Baelor, and just everyone in general. I mean, it felt like, well, yeah, I know this happens. I just saw it on the screen. So I don't know if I should watch season 2, which is coming out, thankfully, 2027. It's another thing that I'm so grateful for, is that it seems like they're just going to try and make it come out every year, which is such a rarity for television these days. A season a year? How great. How wonderful. We're truly blessed, even though that used to be the standard. Oh my God, the conversation is going to circle back to Kyle Chandler after all this time. Crazy. Friday Night Lights was a show that I found getting brought up a lot. about Kyle Chandler's career and how it was, you know, a big major role he was known for. And I looked it up. I'm like, okay, people are giving Friday Night Lights a lot of praise. Maybe I'll watch it. You know, I'm in a big watching TV mood lately. Maybe after I watch Game of Thrones, I'll give Friday Night Lights a try. And it had like, so it had a runtime of 5 years. It was on the air. I'm like, okay, how many seasons was that? 5 seasons. 5 seasons, 5 years. Makes sense, right? That's the way things used to be. It didn't used to be that you would take 5 years to make a season. What's the world coming to these days? It's time to gather more sand. I'm gonna go this line next. I'm hesitant to put my earbuds back in because I feel like there's gonna be more rant in a second once I'm done putting this sand down. So I do think my ad block's working. I don't think I don't think there's been ads on Spotify in this stream yet, which is good. All the Spotify ads I get are, you know, very doxy, like, hey, you person living in this exact town and city in this exact region, do you need car insurance? Too bad. We're just going to keep saying the location of where you live over and over again. And that's wonderful. So hopefully that hasn't been happening because I haven't been listening. I have my ears open. I'm going to put my earbuds back in because I think the rant's over until I can come up with more points to be angry about. That's the rant. Ah. Lovely, refreshing jazz. But yeah, final point on that rant. Final point on that rant. We'll put a button on it and then we'll call it done. People, executives, TV executives, movie executives need to learn to adapt the stories. Rather, not the minor stories of like, hey, what did the guys who stole Ferris Bueller's car get up to? Don't adapt stories like that. Adapt the world. People like the Star Wars franchise because they like the setting. People don't care about the setting of the Big Bang Theory cinematic universe because it's not interesting. It's just the world. They care about the stories because a lot of them are made with heart at points. Can't speak to the original show, but and then again, the Song of Ice and Fire, it's a big fantasy world. Of course, it's going to get a lot of attention, and of course, there's a lot of stories to tell because it's you know, it's got centuries of fictional history to explore that people want to see adapted. People don't want to see Elwoods go to Seattle, unfortunately. Unfortunately, no. Fortunately, they don't. Learn what stories need adaptations and spin-offs and what don't. End of rant. There we go. Put a nice button on it. I can get rid of this line. Take a nice swig of water after that one. This is our, those of you who don't know, I run weekly D&D games for a lot of my friends who are people in the Minecraft sphere. If you watch for NESMP, if you're an NESMP viewer, then you'll know Ash and Zweet are part of that group. Lovely people, lovely D&D players, very good at D&D, thank you. Finn is also one of my dear friends who is in a D&D group. We had to full on cancel the session for the first time this past week, and we're doing it again for the 29th. Just because people are unavailable and traveling, and you know what? Having fun or whatever, having a good time visiting the UK. What a lose. No, how lame. But now I have to find something to occupy my mind. I think I'm just gonna, when we do eventually get back around to running sessions, I'm just gonna run the session that I was going to run this past Saturday on the 5th. Just add a few more goons. Not that there was going to be combat. You know, I would never do combat. I have to find something else to occupy my mind creatively now. Otherwise, I'm going to go insane. I don't know if I talked about this on stream. I probably did. I'll say it again. That said D&D group made a PowerPoint presentation about it was originally going to be a 12-session campaign, and then we extended it by a couple more sessions just for the availabilities that we knew were going to happen this week and the coming week. But they made a PowerPoint presentation about why it should be even longer. And I was so charmed by it. Loved it. I was beaming. I was positively beaming throughout the whole thing. That's all. Great folks. Happy to have them as friends. Wee. Okay, we can take this one and then just keep... Oh, dude, we're so good. If I just go down here and stop right here. There's a lot of sand. I know I said I was going to put a button on it, but this is a different thing. This isn't about spin-off culture at all. This is about Friday Night Lights. I want to watch Friday Night Lights. I'm interested in it because I've heard nothing about it. Watching Game of Thrones, I know how it ends. I know who sits on the Iron Throne at the end. It's been years. It's been over a decade since that show started coming out. I know what happens because it was a cultural phenomenon. I think I'd be very interested in watching Friday Night Lights because I haven't heard a dang thing about it. This was a thing with, like, bad example, Eternals, that Marvel movie. I was so excited for it because I'm a big Marvel fan. And usually I'm used to knowing about Marvel movies and Marvel characters. I'm like, okay, this is, you know, it's a Black Widow movie. I have a semblance of an idea of what's going to happen. I know she's a Russian trained assassin. I know she, you know, started out, I think, as a Spider-Man villain. I have a general idea of what this movie's going to be like. I know the deal. Eternals was the first one. Actually, which came out first? Eternals or Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi I also knew nothing about. But Eternals, I was so excited for because I'm like, oh my God, it's a Marvel movie that I have no idea about. My first Marvel movie with no previous knowledge of the characters. I'm going to have a blast. I'm going to be able to watch this like everyone else for the first time. It's going to be great. And I will defend that movie a little bit. I understand why people don't like it. You know, it's not my favorite, but it wasn't bad. I don't think it's nearly as bad as people call it. Would have been better though, you know, I guess. Would have been better. Okay. But yeah, I think experiencing Friday Night Lights like that would be good. Because I haven't heard a single thing about it. So to be able to watch it with fresh eyes, that would be a good, unique experience for me. Even with like lately popular shows like Ted Lasso, that's one I've had recommended to me a million times. Also Attack on Titan. I've had that recommended. I know too much about Attack on Titan to have a fresh perspective on it. That's the problem. Of course, people like to talk about the things that they love. Of course. The media they consume and all their favorite shows and movies. Of course. It's their right to do so. And no one should stop them from... I'm trying to fly away with torches. I'm a... I'm a nincompoop. By the way, side tangent. My mom was very, very impressed when she learned I could spell nincompoop when I was like 5 or 6 or whatever. I knew how to spell it because Calvin and Hobbes, big Calvin and Hobbes reader, and he used that word, so I knew how to spell it. So talking about Friday Night Lights, something like that. Oh yeah, culture of people talking about movies and TV. It's great. I love talking about media and sharing that experience with people, but like, I can't watch every show. I can't watch every movie before everyone else does. So everything's gonna get spoiled. I'm used to that. I accept that. Dang, it makes it hard to watch some stuff sometimes. I'm like, spoilers for Game of Thrones. You know what? We're gonna put up. Do I have my Blart button? My Blart button. When Paul Blart disappears, that's when I'm gonna stop talking about spoilers. Blart button. So in Game of Thrones, I knew Jaime was gonna lose his hand going in. You know, it's like looking at the state of his beard and his general shitty state, to say the least. I was like, okay, they're with the Boltons, they're in this camp, he's defending Brienne, he's about to get his hand chopped off. I know this. I know that's like a big defining part of his arc as a character. Man, I can't imagine how it would have been to experience that for the first time. I feel like that would have been a true shock. This guy whose whole identity is being a master swordsman, being the Kingslayer, getting his sword hand cut off. That would have been incredible to see if I didn't know it was coming. But I did. So it was sort of cushioned. We're gonna put away Blart. We're no longer discussing spoilers for a show that came out over a decade ago. Don't worry. Do 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 do. If you became a hermit, you wouldn't be spoiled ever. I like stuff. I like watching stuff. I could read. Then again, I have all the spoilers for all the classic favorite books. Again, I know what happens to Jay Gatsby. I couldn't read The Great Gatsby with fresh eyes. I know what happens. God, I have read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I was about to say, I know what happens to Captain Nemo. Yeah, because I've read it. God, that was a long time ago. I like Jules Verne. I gotta reread rather 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, because I think when I read it, I was like 8 or 9. I don't know. What's an appropriate age to read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Which, fun fact, isn't referring to the depth, it's referring to the horizontal distance that they traveled. If it was about depth, first of all, 20,000 leagues deep is impossible. You'd be going into the Earth's core, I think. You measure depth with fathoms, which is where the term fathomless comes from. You cannot conceive of the depth, and therefore it is fathomless. Listen. Yeah, I gotta reread that. And The Time Machine. Speaking of being age appropriate, I was definitely not the right age to read The Time Machine when I did. Definitely not. I gotta reread that as well. H.G. Wells. I'm currently reading Sword of Destiny, one of the Witcher books. Hard getting back into reading, because like in, middle school, elementary school, I would eat a book a day. I would eat it. Put it in my mouth, I'd chew it up, I'd eat that book. Percy Jackson series, it was a pittance. It was trivial. I consumed it in a week. It was whatever. Harry Potter books, I think I literally did read those in a week or 2. Something like that. Didn't like them very much. My brain just went on a little mini sidetrack talking about remakes again, because they're remaking Harry Potter. Hermione. And then there's, a lot more reason why that shouldn't happen. But I put a pin in it. That was I put a bow on it. I tied that rant up. It's done. We're done talking about remakes and spinoffs. We're done. So I won't. keep talking about books. I like the first couple of Witcher books I read. Blood of the Elves, The Last Wish. I read them in what I think is chronological order. It's what the order was when I looked at the back of the book, The Last Wish. But it sort of seems like I skipped a few steps going from The Last Wish to Blood of Elves. It's like, oh man, Ciri's here. As a teenager, she was a baby in the last one. She's a teenager now, and Geralt's carrying her around. And then he doesn't have Ciri in the Sword of Destiny, so I'm like, okay, so I probably should have read Sword of Destiny before Blood of Elves? Because Ciri's not in this one? Maybe? Can't believe anything you read on the internet. Those 90s PSAs were right. God, I wish boomers would listen to their own advice about the internet. It would make AI so much less of an issue. I got so confused on the Witcher timeline too. Just started with the Netflix show, and alas, yeah. I watched the first few episodes of the Netflix show. It was fine. I wasn't super compelled to keep watching. But I hear it got worse. I hear it got worse as it went on. You know, they recast with Liam Hemsworth. Henry Cavill is one of those actors who has like a huge nerd posse behind him. And it's specifically because he's a fan of the Witcher books. He's a fan of Warhammer. By the way, he's a very casual Warhammer fan. I am excited for the show he's producing. I have no investment in Warhammer at all. I played Space Marine 2, that's about it. I've watched some lore videos. I have no investment in Warhammer whatsoever, but I'll watch the show when it comes out. I'll at least watch the first episode, see if I like it. Henry Cavill has this like wild nerd posse behind him that admittedly I was once a part of, who was like, oh, this guy's buff, eventually attractive, and he likes nerd stuff. Oh, I could aspire to be like him. But, you know, then you actually watch some of his stuff and you see he's not that good of an actor. Sorry to say. Feels a little rude to say. He's fine. He's okay. He's not great. He's not a great actor. I thought his Geralt voice was like in the same area as like what Jensen Ackles does for his Winchester. I don't remember which one he is. I haven't watched Supernatural. I don't intend to. But like, as a person who used to artificially deepen his voice, I recognize it. It sounds so unnatural. And he did the same thing with Soldier Boy too. Who just go like this. Who talk like this. Why don't you gargle my ball sack? He would say as Soldier Boy. He would go deeper than that. I liked his performance as Jason Todd, Batman in the Red Hood. I thought that was fine. Then they remade it with like a choose your own adventure, death in the family thing, and Vincent Martella played Jason. Vincent Martella, who, if you don't know, was also the voice of Phineas Flynn in Phineas and Ferb, which is very fun. A very fun difference between those two roles. But then Jensen Ackles also played Batman, and it was fine. He was doing that thing again where he like Jensen Ackles. I just notice. It's so easy to notice when he's changing his voice. There we go. He always talks like this. He goes deep down this like this. Except he's not doing it like naturally. You know, when you deepen your voice, when they teach you how to do that for like choir, not to brag, I was a bass 2 in high school choir. When they teach you about deepening your voice and extending your vocal range to go lower, tell you about opening your soft palate, dropping your jaw, and filling up your belly with a big old puff of air so you can make sure to support that. Breath support's very important for a deeper voice. He didn't really do any of that. He just sort of went like this. I'm Jensen Ackles and I talk like this. I'm in a very ranty mood today. I don't know why. I have nothing against Jensen Ackles. I'm sure he's a fine I'm not sure he's a fine person. He's a Hollywood actor. He could be anything. He could be anything. He's a decent actor, and Henry Cavill's somewhere in that neighborhood of decent too. There we go. That'll be a kinder way of saying what I was saying. I am in a ranty mood. I'm ranting and raving. I'm rollicking and rolling. Whee! Mm-hmm. Good rant, 10 out of 10. I struggle with ranting. I do it a lot on my own. I love a good talk to myself time. I love it. But when I'm putting these thoughts on the internet, it feels more nerve-wracking because I'm like, oh my god. I'm talking about people in front of other people this time. It's not just me hearing it. Oh my god, I'm gonna offend somebody's mother. I would make a terrible commentary YouTuber. I don't know if that's a... Oh my god, it definitely is. That's not a realm of YouTube I delve into anymore, but I used to watch those. I used to watch a big amount of Critical. Penguin Zero. Not so much anymore. I would watch a bunch of, in like 2017, 2018, I would watch a bunch of those CSGO surf commentary videos. Or like Reddit thread commentary. God, dark times. Grown and changed as a person. Thank God. And we'll just keep going until we hit the center. God, honestly, I probably don't have to do this. I just realized. I mean, it's a nice thing to do for a project, but it's like, even an area like this is a decently large undertaking. I really don't have to do it. I kind of want to. Okay. Never mind. I'm just going to do it. Ranting online is fun and all. I'm worried about Tom Scott's law, though, which is that anything you say about someone will be seen by them. Not that I think I'm gonna radically change the way Jensen Ackles and Henry Cavill go about their days, but you know, it's easy to be nice. It's easier to be nice and not say anything at all. Ash. Fair, yeah. You don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Shut up, Grandma. You're not the boss of me. If they're bothered, you can make a giant sand mural in their favor. True. About to talk about music. And in order to begin that conversation, I almost asked Finsoli what kind of music he likes. I was about to talk about how I want to like expand my palette. I listen to a lot of the same stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm hearing new songs every day. I'm widening my taste and all that. But I was just thinking about broadening it even further. Asking Finsoli how to do that is not the move I want to do though. You like AJR. And I don't deal in AJR. Real into folk songs right now, though. It's good. I like folk music. I like a lot of things. Is Noah Khan folk? I keep a lot of people I follow on Instagram who I went to high school with. Went to this Noah Khan concert a while ago. Like a lot of people went to the same concert. Like this guy I understand. I've listened to a couple of his songs, and they are good, but it sort of feels like he came out of nowhere for me, which I suppose that's how artists work. He's sort of somewhere in a mix of country and folk. Yeah, it's a good mix to be in. Absolutely amazing artist, by the way. I agree. I've listened to like a couple of his songs. Maybe I'll give him a wider listen, but the one or two songs of his that I've listened to, I have enjoyed. I was listening to his music when it was more slightly pop aligned way back ago. Oh, interesting. It's always interesting to see what genres artists like started in. Like if you think about Post Malone, he does like a country thing now, right? He started with, obviously he started his career in I guess you could call it like pop rap, pop hip hop sort of thing. And then you look at his like original things, his original music, and it's so different from the stuff that he got popular for. Not going to talk about that artist I was just thinking of. That's a whole nother level of rant that I am absolutely not getting into. But yeah, it's interesting to see where people come from and where they go and where they come from. Cotton Eye Joe. Ooh, a fun example of that is Robert Plant. My mom listens to this album over and over again. I don't remember what it's called, but it's an Alison Krauss and Robert Plant album. She has it on repeat all the time in the car, in the kitchen, everywhere she goes. She's playing that album. And it's so different from what you know Robert Plant got popular for doing. I think that is more of like a country folk vibe. I'm sure I could find that album. Here, let's listen. We're listening to music. We're having a chill time. Let's listen to that album, Alison Krauss. I grew up with a lot of Alison Krauss on the radio. Alison Krauss and Union Station. Let's see, what was this? Raising Sand, that's what it is. 2007? Oh my god, that's a lot as recent as I thought it was. Ooh, here's one that she plays a lot. Last time I streamed it, they said that chat told me that the music was a bit quiet. So let me know if you can hear it, as it is currently the topic of our discussion. I need more torches. The volume can hear, but it's not too loud and covers not too loud. It covers the ranting. I do have audio ducking going on, so when I speak, it does get quieter. Hopefully, if everything's working properly. Thank you for the input. All right. All right. Oh well. Listen to this. You know Robert Plant. If you know his music, you would not think this is him. I had to be told this was him. Read the letter that I wrote. It's a good song. I don't listen to it. I don't choose to listen to it because it's overplayed at my house. Hear it a lot. I know this song. Good. Good. You should. Yeah. Neat. Yeah. Sorry. I know I played it. Like, here, you hear this song? You know this song? But now we're just listening to it because I like it. It's a good song. But yeah, thinking about this in contrast with what Robert Plant is known for, let's cue up some proper. There we go. There we are. I got to see if there's like, is Led Zeppelin one of those bands where they like go through a million different members? Am I going to accidentally play a Led Zeppelin song that doesn't have Robert Plant in it? Yeah, add it to queue. There we are. Yeah. That coming out in 2007 surprised me because that feels like mid 2010s thing. Like it feels like a lot of like classic rock artists just sort of like would experiment around that time. I can't name any, but it feels right. It's the vibe thing. I think the reason I was nervous about if I would play a Zeppelin song that didn't have Robert Plant in it is because I listened to a lot of like Styx, Journey, stuff like that. Genesis. Oh God, Genesis. A lot of the music, none of the bands I listen to are bands my mom recommends me. Not recommends me, but what she listens to. And they've gone through, they went through a big old roster change. So many roster changes. I don't know how long I'm going to go for. I know Patero is AFK streaming. See if I can get someone to relieve me before midnight. As it is a new week, I do have an hour quota to meet. In order to, oh, another Sam joined the game. Another one. Crazy. I have to stream 5 hours per week in the NESMP in order to earn my keep. Yeah, that'll be fine. Wee. Torches. favorite part of the song. I love this bit. That's the end of this bit, right? Think I can go shave off another bit this way? Oh yeah, we're so good. We are so good. Matter of fact, let's carve down this way. Feel like we can probably dump these maggots into the water. Bruh, sorry, I don't want to get the term wrong. God, I feel like I definitely need respiration at some point on this helmet. I wonder if there's someone who sells enchantment books. I'm on a server with shops and an economy. Honestly, I could check that out right now. Pizza. Yeah. I don't have any money because I lost it all on gambling. But we could check it out regardless. Does anyone sell nonsense? Books. 2 diamonds per book. Oh, perfect. Respiration 3 is what I want. Great. 2 diamonds per book. Great. I don't have any money, but it's good to know that this is here. It's playing more. It's playing more from the Alison Krauss. Also a good song, by the way, but just not what we're listening to right now. Back to my jazz playlist, which is so cool and hip. These cats can swing. That's oh, let's look at the Patero house with his big old face on it. Welcome to the Patero Village suggestion zone. Please leave your ideas for Patero Village. To a man. It's so dark when it rains. It never rains, it only pours. Oh, somebody else is live. That's good. Well, then we'll just keep streaming as per the usual. No press, no press. A little bit of press. Gotta go up here. Whee. Mm. Oh wait, let me get it back down to my normal volume. Talking volume. There. We were discussing music in a lens of artists that are popular now. Who is popular now? Like if I tune into to my local pop station, usually I get a lot of the same stuff. But then a lot of people on like social media are bumping different stuff from what I'm hearing on the radio. You telling me that radio isn't the way to get your music anymore? What is it, the 2026? This is the future or something? Crazy. No, I hear a lot of the same stuff on the radio. A lot of Sabrina Carpenter. A lot of Billie Eilish still. I don't know why I made that sound so surprised. Makes good music. Makes sense. But it's a lot of the same artists. A few Doechii songs on the radio. AJR Beloved is also on the radio. AJR, you're missing a Y in that next word, Finn. AJR, your beloved. Finn Soley's beloved. I don't care for him. Only mentioning since you have a distaste for him, yeah. I'm no bad will towards AJR. I would never lay a blood curse on them. I would never wish ill to AJR. I'm sure it's just not my taste. Not at all. Bring on my normal hat to show how normal I am. I am not a pirate. I won't be a pirate for another 2 weeks. God. I want to check. I wonder if somebody sells sponges. Because that would be smarter than what I'm doing. Again, I don't have any money, per se. But that's okay. This is nonsense. Is it only books? Wool. Books. Bear books. Okay. We sell sponges. Sell any sponges at the Krusty Krab too? Under new management property of Big Back Corp. I knew that. I've been here since it was under new management. They got the Big Back Burgers. They got the Big Back Juice. The Piss, as Wheat calls it. Doesn't seem to be any sponges. I would have thought that there'd be a sponge at the Krusty Krab. What a fool I was. Hey, Jeff. Didn't get the chum bucket. Guys, whatever you do not remove the H from the chum bucket. Worst mistake of my life. Isn't here. Please pay at the chest by the entrance. Totems. Redstone / sugar. Yeah. Gunpowder. Iron blocks. Oh. You're just selling iron. That's good. That's cool. Bakery. I'll sell sponges at the bakery. Is that a variety cake? Oh, these are... Oh, they're up here. And there's nothing. Those are fully empty barrels. Eggs. Eggs. Egg cakes. Pies. Doesn't seem to be anybody who sells sponges for some reason. Why is that? Maybe we take it upon ourselves to fix that little gap in the economy. Make ourselves a sponge shop. Even though I need sponges for myself first. It's over here. I think I've gone this far out. Oh, wait. Zweet was setting up a fortune-telling tent. Oh, that's Spawn. It's the space station. Is it a jester hat? Cool. Where was Zweet's fortune-telling tent? Saw a very funny clip of Zweet telling kind of Nate's fortune. Very funny indeed. I had a good chuckle over that one. It's somewhere. It's over here. There it is. All right. I think it's a diamond block to get your fortune told. Closed for your foreseeable future. Hilarious. Oh my god, it's the Akinator. Images and a sewing machine. Gotta have that antique sewing machine for the fortune tent. Cards? Oh yeah, the tarot cards. Yeah. Not much going on. Sort of seems like the doctor needs to be in. Anything to happen. Which is fine. Oh! Good. Oh, I'm almost out of golden carrots as well. Might have some back at my barrel. My land, my home on Tiny House on Sweet's property. I don't know if this is a problem that anybody else has. Me personally, I've been finding it harder and harder to find things to watch on YouTube. I've been slowly catching up on B-O's Hermitcraft Season 11 videos. Aside from that, everything I scroll through is like a clip of some show where I could just watch the show, or a clip of some movie where I could just watch the movie, or, you know, YouTube shorts. They have the bad AI voiceover of another clip of a show. Hardly getting any original content on my explore page anymore. Doesn't feel like YouTube. Yeah. Feels like ClipTube. If I wanted ClipTube, I'd go to cliptube.com. Feels like a browsing site for other movies or something. Yeah, for sure. I agree. It's odd. I am trying to reset that by watching, again, more Hermitcraft, more B-Dubs, because I like that. Good original content, Minecraft content. I haven't been watching as much Minecraft content as I used to. I've noticed that. I have nothing left now except Hermitcraft. And Spider-Man. I got the hit 2002 movie Spider-Man on DVD at the flea market. And I've been thinking about how it might be a good idea to bring back the old Archie O'Grady Discord server. I deleted it, so it would be actually the new Archie O'Grady Discord server. New and improved in every way, but I've been thinking about it. And if I want to promote Cascade and, you know, bring in some new crowds, new faces, that might be the way to go. Might be the way to go. My main issue with the first time I ran the Discord was it sort of just felt like people would join it and then they'd sit there. You know, like I don't know how to get conversations starting. I'm not a huge socialite. I'm not a huge social guy. I don't start a lot of conversations, even though, you know, I like a good conversation from time to time, all in moderation. But it was just not my thing. So I deleted it, but I feel like it is a good idea for growth on socials. So I've been thinking about how would I, Archie O'Grady, not anyone else, How would I draw attention to a new Discord server? And I figured, well, you know, I might take a page out of my good friend Finsoli's book and just, you know, like watch a movie or a show in it and use that as a draw. So I'm pleased to announce that on Mondays and Wednesdays in the official Archie O'Grady Discord, we'll be watching Spider-Man 2002 over and over again. Every Monday and every Wednesday, we're going to watch the same movie. Depends on what kind of growth you want and what sort of community you want. If you want it more close-knit and have people very involved with what you're doing regularly, then yeah, movies and Discords are great. Just like the same. Lol, alright. Yes. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I might do it once. I might show that movie once. But, yeah. Running community's always been a big issue for me in gathering, you know, and growing on the internet. I've always viewed this as a hobby. I think May has a good setup as well. If you want more tips, she's more involved in hers than I am. I'm not in May's Discord. I didn't even know May had a Discord. Interesting. I might have to check that out. Would be a good idea. Yeah, community's always been the problem for me. Because I feel like if, you know, it's definitely a good idea for growth and stuff like that. But for me, I'm not big into interacting with people on the internet, especially. You know, at all. Usually I keep to myself, but especially not on the internet. It was a strange day for me when I decided, yeah, it's okay to make friends on the internet. It's fine. It felt like I was going against some foundational tenets of my rearing. I was brought up. Same? Yeah. Felt very strange. Still feels strange. Still feels very strange. You know, I'll always have that, like, PSA dare kid mentality of, like, they're an axe murderer. Everyone on the internet is an axe murderer, and they want to kill you because you are a child. I'm not a child anymore. I gotta get that through my skull. If somebody wants to kill me, they're gonna have to put up a fight. I'm 6'2" and 188 pounds. Which, fun fact, I'm the same number, height, and weight. As long as the units are pounds and centimeters, I'm 188 for both of them. Which, you know, I was trying to cultivate some mass, but honestly, that might, just for that factoid, that little fun fact, I might try to maintain that weight, because I think that's funny. I'm not getting any taller, so. Might be a good weight to maintain. Sand time. I've been thinking about how I deal with friendships and how I quantify, or qualify rather, friendships a lot lately. Because it has changed over time. I'm not the same person I was in high school. In high school, especially pre-COVID, I was a big texter. Big texter. I would text all my friends all the time. Like pretty much all day, every day. All my friends, I would text them on Instagram and send them all the reels I would find that I would think they were funny, that I would think they would think were funny. I'd text them and I'd converse with them all day. Not anymore. I don't do that. Even with people I still consider to be close friends, I don't keep in close contact with them. But then when we see each other again, it's like nothing changed. Which is odd. Feels a little weird having friends and not talking to them that often. But, you know, still the same. That's why I am trying to keep, it's the world of long distance. That, and I'm talking about like actual, whoa. I have to get into the headspace that my online friends are also my actual friends. But I'm talking about my IRL friends as well. I'm not texting them nearly as much as I did in like high school. Still, when I see them, it's like nothing's changed. That's my buddy. I know that guy. I was a groomsman at that guy's wedding. That's why I've been trying to say yes to everything that's proposed to me. Not everything, but you know, more. Like if someone says, "Hey, you want to watch a movie? You want to go to this concert?" Yeah. I don't really, but you know, it's a good chance to hang out. Don't really. That sounds mean. No, I do. I just have I'm not a big event person. I'm trying to be. Not to make myself sound like a small doe in the middle of the road, but lots crowded spaces and loud noises don't always agree with me. But it's fine. Been getting used to it. Yeah, saying yes to more things has been a good change in my life. Now I'm on this server. Now I'm doing Cascade. Love saying yes to opportunities when they present themselves. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Back to the subject of reading, which I think I was talking about like an hour ago. Reading is one of those things that I've been trying to get back into after like a long stint of not actively doing it because I was a very active reader when I was younger. Like I said, so many books in a week, whereas now it's like I'm taking a long time to get through one. You know, I'm trying to pace myself, trying to get back into it. It's one of those things where I'm trying to get back into things I enjoy doing after college. There's a lot of things I quit doing that I loved doing in order to focus on college. But now that I've finished the brunt of the work, all my classwork's done, I'm basically graduated. Basically, it's complicated, but all the work's done. I gotta get back into. Oh, for a second, I thought this is I Can't Play Piano. Is this? It is. This is I Can't Play Piano, Part 4, Trill Baby Trill. John Benjamin. H. John Benjamin, actually. This is something my trombone teacher played for me. H. John Benjamin, if you don't know, he's a voice actor who's in a lot of things. He has a very distinctive voice. He's the voice of Archer in Archer. He's also in Family Guy and American Dad and stuff like that. He has a very distinctive voice, and he does his exact same voice for all the characters. He's the voice of Bob and Bob's Burgers. He's that guy, and he made this jazz album. I think it's an album called I Can't Play Piano, where he's got all these very proficient, very skilled jazz musicians, and then he's just mashing on the piano, doing his own thing, which is art. And it was recommended to me by my old trombone teacher. In terms of hobbies that I'm trying to get back into after college, trombone is the one I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to subtly get back into and practice trombone. That is a loud instrument, even if you're playing it quietly. There's no way to quietly play trombone, even if you're playing it as quiet as you can. The sound carries. If you're playing it correctly, the sound carries. So I think guitar might be my my better musical outlet. I don't have nearly as much experience playing guitar as I did with trombone, but you know, I could put headphones on an amp, play that quietly, and that'll be fine. So I hope to get back into that as well. I used to be good. I used to be real good at the trombone. I was very good at it. You have trombone cheeks where I puff it out a lot. You're not supposed to do that. If that's what you're talking about, where you're doing like the Dizzy Gillespie, I think that's his name. Where you puff your cheeks out like a frog. That's like literally the first thing they tell you not to do. When you're playing the trombone, you have to keep your embouchure tight. You know, keep your lips in like a certain keep your muscles in your lips, muscles and tendons all tight, so as to not puff your cheeks out, because you want the air to go through your embouchure into the instrument and not be like diluted by the cheeks. So that's literally the first thing they teach you about making sounds in a brass instrument. It's interesting, yeah. I don't know why Dizzy Gillespie. It's Gillespie, right? Dizzy. Yeah, Gillespie. He's known. He's a very famous trumpeter, trumpeteer, who's like the guy that you know for puffing his cheeks out while he plays, and it seems to work for him. Here, I'm gonna add a song by him to the queue. Listen to some Dizzy Gillespie. Yeah, I mean, if it works for someone as renowned as him, you know, it can't be that bad. But it is the first thing they tell you about playing the trombone is literally to not do that. Because what you're doing when you're playing trombone is it's not a traditional, it's not like a woodwind where you're blowing across a pipe or blowing into a reed. You're blowing into a piece of metal, a big old chunk of metal, and the way you make sound is not by just blowing into it. You have to make it vibrate. In order to make it vibrate, you got to make your lips vibrate. In order to make your lips vibrate, you got to just blow raspberries into the thing. And that's the whole thing of trombone. It's how good you can blow raspberries. You're just going. And that's the whole thing. That's how to play trombone, folks. I tried teaching one of my friends how to play trombone. He was a saxophonist. This is like cacophonic all over again, where not a word you would ever encounter in real life, but I don't know how to pronounce it. This is Dizzy Gillespie, by the way. And listen, it works for him. Think I can take this bit out? Somebody needs me to sleep. When did you start playing? What made you start playing? What made me start playing and when I started playing are one and the same. I started playing in 5th grade, so I was 9 or 10. I think 9 because it would have been closer to the start of the year. Basically, they were just like drafting children to play in the school band. And that's the lick of it. You got to pick an instrument. It was between the trombone or the saxophone, because those were the two funniest instruments in my 9-year-old mind. And my 22-year-old mind agrees with that sentiment. They are the two funniest instruments, except for like a superbone, which is a trumpet combined with a trombone. So it's a trombone with valves. Very funny to look at. But yeah, that's what made me start playing. And then I played for about 10 years before I got to college. And then I realized I didn't have enough time to practice. It's really cool. Thank you. I agree. I am. No. Superbone, it is. Superbone is really cool. There's a lot of wacky instruments that, like, musicians and music teachers, they want to show you these wacky instruments so bad. Like the sousaphone. Oh boy. One time, and this was when I was in middle school, so I was like, you know, a tween or a preteen, early teens, whatever. On a trombone at the very end of the slide, there is a spit valve. A lot of trombonists, they'll argue, they'll go, no. It's not spit that you're emptying out of the instrument, it's condensation. which is stupid because you're literally blowing raspberries into the thing. It's condensation from spit. It is spit. It's condensation of spit. It's condensation, but it is condensation of spit. Anyways, not like someone's making that argument here. What I would do during like lessons when I was just like, you know, it's this thing. It's this thing that sticks out. It's a valve that you press in on the outside. It opens up a hole in the end of the slide. So then you blow into it and you blow all the spit out. So what I would do when I was just standing idle during lessons is I would just like rest my toes, rest my foot on the spit valve. Of course, one day I put too much weight on it and I snapped the spit valve off. So then I had to go to a brass repair shop. I had to get a new spit valve installed. Thankfully, it was like I got that trombone for $70 on like Craigslist, so it wasn't a huge deal. When I went to that brass repair shop, there was literally like a Dr. Seuss instrument on the wall. Like what you would see on like, oh, the places you'll go. I think that's the one it is. Literally one of those on the wall. It's great. Brass repair people and musicians, they want to show you their weird stuff. Yeah. Sand time. Sands of Time. MCC. What the hell are you doing here? I wish I had a bow so I could murder you properly. Bro, you're trespassing on my private ocean. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Oh, you're not even selling anything good. No, no, no. Don't look. Nobody look. Nothing's happening. Gone now. Oh, wow. Can you believe it? They just up and left. They just went up like a helicopter and just whoop, vanished into the sky. I mean, it's really nice of them to just leave like that, as per my request. Very considerate. Very considerate. Anyways, we... Yeah, I can do away with this. Good. I can do away with this. Straight down the line. Sand time. Yummy grubs. Oh god. Oh no. Don't grub and drive, folks. I'm gonna have to get some more food eventually. I'm on 2 golden carrots. We'll go check out my old homestead, see if I've got some more in my storehouse. See about that. As we finish this stack, we'll do that. All right, food time. Have a banana. Close. Oh, I've got gold. That's probably fine. Probably some golden carrots. Just make, right? Or some in here. Please. Some. Some. Wonderful. See, we're good. Oh, shoot. I've got a lot of legendary card packs I forgot to open. I forgot this was the thing I was going to do. Let's do that right now. Let me be clear. We're opening cards. Ooh, netherite leggings. Those are probably good. Right. Legendary. Ooh. Legend, wait for it. Dairy. Oh, I already have them. Oh, I had common ones. Well, now I'm better than that. Jolly day. Cool. That stuff away. Get rid of a uncommon rather, card pack. Anything I don't have. Mom's cats. Piglin. Items. Campfire. Tools. Stone shovel. Armor. Chainmail. And then the other stuff I have. It's good. We've got that. Let's put this stuff away in here. Put away the tricorn for now. We'll get back to it later. Don't you worry. Whee. Oh god, my shovel is in need of repair. Desperate in need of repair. Let's check out the end. So there's probably... Oh, yes. If I were an Enderman farm, I would be in the suspiciously Enderman farm shaped area. My lights are doing. Oh, it's fine. This does have mending on it, right? It doesn't. Oh, we're kind of just boned, huh? Alright, that's fine. My pick has mending. I could use some mending. Turn off hostile mobs real quick. There's a boatload of ender pearls. There's got to be a way to turn this off, right? There's somewhere in the server rooms, the server rules rather, that you need to be able to turn off your farm if you're going to make one. So that this doesn't happen, so that the buildup of items doesn't happen. But it seems like it is. So, what's real? There's a lot of common cards. It's the pick fixed. And it seems like that's all we can do right now, so we'll leave. We'll go the traditional way. I almost just threw my sword into the void. Ay, ay, ay. 4. Throw. I'm being very careful and intentional about what I'm throwing. Whee! I conserve rockets as much as I can. I wonder who has the dragon egg on this server. Ooh, might as well open these while we have them. And another one. And put them in the album. Magma cube. Golden hoe. Ooh, epic shield. Oh, I have a better shield than that. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, hey. I've done well enough that I can get some extra health. That is good. I'd love to see it. Tools. Wooden hoe. I gotta squint my eyes, see what's down there. Cookie card. Mobs. Great. Great. Here we go. I feel like I gotta do a lot of this off stream if I am gonna continue draining this. Because looking at how much work, how much time I've spent doing this and just having this much progress done, me question whether this is worth it. I mean, I knew this would be a big project. It's going to take a long time regardless, but I'm just trying to consider whether what I'm doing is productive. Otherwise, a lot of the stream is just going to be gathering blocks. Blackstone, basalt, stuff like that. You know what? We've gone this far. We're going to commit to at least draining this quarter. Yeah. That's probably reasonable. Oh, shoot. You know what? What if I do find sponge? And just do it like this. We'll make open up a big expanse. And in theory, sponge it up at some point. That's what we'll try with this bit here. There has to be some previously discovered ocean monuments, temples down here. Surely. I mean, this server's been going for what, 9 weeks? That's basically 1,000,000 years in Minecraft time. Gotta take a sip of water. I've been drinking. Dang. I was thirstier than I thought. I just drank my whole cup. I've said it before, but I feel like I do need to get one of those big, like almost gallon-sized water bottles for just general everyday use, but also for stream, because I run out of water all the time on stream. It gets hot in this room. My PC is right next to me, and it is a relatively small room. And I don't know if you know about this, but computers, even with good fans, gaming PCs that stream and run games simultaneously, they get hot. And that heat goes out into the air, and it makes you sweat. And sweating makes you thirsty. So I need a big old water bottle. Started playing, probably mentioned I beat Elden Ring. No, I don't think I did. I beat Elden Ring recently. Been playing a co-op thing with my buddy. And before you say anything about co-op making it easier, for every one additional player that is in the co-op mod, every enemy and every boss's health is increased by an additional 100%. So it's basically like you're both fighting the boss, just pushed into one being. So like if you're fighting it with 2 people, boss's health is at 200%. Fighting with 3 people, it's at 300%. That's just to make it more fair, so you can't get like 10 people in on the mod and then just absolutely mollywop Melania in a few seconds. We beat the game. It's pretty fun. Not to brag, but like on the second sitting of us fighting Melania, we beat her on the second try. It was a big moment. Big moment for me. Solidified my real gamer status. So we're now, I've bought the DLC. I've been convinced. I had enough fun with the game that I spent the $40 on Shadow of the Erdtree. And we're playing that now. We just beat Mesmer, which was a bitch to fight. Hated that boss. You gonna stream it? I might someday. I have thought about it. I've thought about it many times. Doing a solo Elden Ring playthrough on stream. I might. Maybe I'll make it like a sub goal. I don't know. It feels weird making sub goals for like just playing games. Like it feels like it should be something different. Like, I don't know. What do people do? What do people do for sub goals? Hot tub stream. Long time coming. Yeah, I'll probably stream it at some point. But for games like that, games where it's a constant like cycle of death against bosses, I find it really hard to stream. Because I had to stop streaming Hollow Knight because I was just getting so frustrated at it. And like I would just, when I was fighting Hornet, I think the second time you fight Hornet in that game, I was just like getting up at insane hours to fight her. And then I would rage quit. And then I would open the game back up again. I'd fight her again, and then I'd quit the game again. I can't do that while I'm streaming. I can't open and quit the game over and over again. I have to maintain it for a stream. So I'd be sitting there torturing myself. Which, honestly, makes for good content, you know? My displeasure is your entertainment. So, sub goal, Elden Ring stream, once we hit 10 subs. How about that? Only 5 to go. And new subs. 5 to go. What could go wrong? Tell your friends. Yeah, I've thought about it. I've thought about streaming it. There are a lot of games that I've thought about streaming, but honestly, I've been like, honestly, the best way I could stream this game would be with a face cam, which is, you know, not something I do, but like Red Dead, I feel like even though circling way back to our point of everything being spoiled, I know how Red Dead 2 ends. I still think it would be a very fun game to play on stream, but I think part of the value in streaming that would be reaction. Not just my verbal reaction, which is what you usually get, but facial reaction. Also, I just want to wear a cowboy hat on stream. Going in blind, yeah. Going in not so blind, I am, but yeah. I know what happens. The game's been out for 8 years. Crazy. I remember when it came out, 2018. Crazy year for games, 2018 was. Red Dead 2, Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man, and PS4 God of War all in the same year. Crazy. It was the year I started high school. I've said in the past that I've just changed my my face reveal goal to just 500 followers of any kind on any account, any platform, which you know feels attainable, but I'm also nervous about that. Obviously, I wouldn't make every stream a face cam stream. But it would be odd to have that out there, have my face out there. And you just keep getting mogged in the street for autographs. It'd be nonstop. It'd be crazy. Hey, I don't have more torches. I'm just going with the same 9. Whatever. It's fine. I feel like there's like a level of strangeness around every face reveal. Like, you know, you have your preconceived notion of what a person looks like when they're not faceless, when they are faceless, rather. Whether it's this construction of them that you've made in their mind, or like you just think of them as their cartoon profile picture talking, and then it just gets destroyed. I mean, you're not a block guy in Minecraft. Sorry to say, I'm not this. Got a pretty square jaw, honestly. That's one of my favorite features of myself, but it's not that square. You know, mewing goals though. Not to be I'm not a looks maxer or anything, but if I did, square, cubic, cuboid, that's what I'm going for. That's my physique goals. Okay, I can take this bit out. Son of a gun. And my Minecraft skin did start off as just being a representation of me. Like I used to have this hair. I had it like this. It wasn't usually a middle part, but I changed it to a middle part at some point. And I did like wearing the headband. It's something I used to do when I had hair. And then I stopped having hair, which is a bummer. So now it's just an avatar, just a mascot, basically. Not representative of me as of how I look. Yeah. Face reveal, I feel like that would be nerve-wracking, because you're gonna destroy how people think of you. Which is why I've been trying to say lately, like, hey, just so you know, bald. I'm letting you know. Breaking that ice real early. I shaved my head. Okay, I can take this bit off here. Do. Oh! I love having more health. That's great. It's so good. Every time I watch someone's like face reveal, it like, even if it's not a person who I watch like actively, I get like a really odd feeling in my chest. Like I'm about to see this person and my entire view of them is going to change. I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative. They're not going to look like how I think, probably. Honestly, it's kind of, it's weirder when they do look like how you think, you know? Like you're like, okay, what's going to be the radical difference from my preconceived notion of this person? And then they're like, oh, that's the person I was picturing in my head. What do I do now? It's happened to me a couple times with a couple face reveals. Whee! We are so good. We can just take this way. There we go. I just forgot I was streaming for a second. I got in the zone for a second. Sorry. More than a second. I was in there for a minute. Man. What's up, chat? I'm back. Back from my hiatus from being conscious. Great to be here. Great to be back. And back into unconsciousness we go. I feel like after this line, we're gonna actually try to find a temple. There's gotta be somewhere. Hopefully there's one of those looter chests that just has sponges in them. Love this song. We did Girl from Ipanema in my high school jazz combo. It was my first intro to jazz. I had a really good time. I was really jazzed, you might even say. Then I did it in college when I didn't have time to practice, and I quit. I quit trombone. Practice, unfortunately, they're right about practice. It makes all the difference, unfortunately. If you don't have time to do it, you don't have time to do it. So, I prioritize. This is also in my shower playlist because it's one of the songs that's in like my vocal range. I think this version and also the version with Frank Sinatra. This is Stan Getz. Okay. No, never mind. This isn't one of the versions that's in my shower playlist. It's the one by just Frank Sinatra and then him and Antonio Carlos Jobim. Never mind. This is in the playlist. Ipanema goes walking, and she dances. Each one she passes goes, ah. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gentle that when she passes, each one she passes goes, ah. I feel like once we hit 3 hours, once I'm sure of the status of Sponge on this server, check with another Sam, see if they're cool for me to end stream. So I don't want to leave someone streaming alone, even though Patero is AFK streaming. Good to have some security. But each day when he walks through the sea, he looks straight ahead, not at he. Oh, and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, he smiles, but she doesn't see. Do, 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 do. I think this is why I try and not do evening streams, because it devolves into me being a hypocrite and singing on stream, something I hate. I hope If I do make it to the 3 hours, then I just have 2 hours left of my weekly quota, which I will try to knock out hopefully Tuesday. I'm hoping to go live on here right after the first Cascade episode drops. Like I'll give enough time to watch it in its entirety. It's about 13 minutes, so it's not too long. Should be pretty easy to watch. Easy and digestible. It's actually shorter than I thought it would be. I was looking at the sheer amount of footage and it surprised me how easy it was to cut it all down. I thought I was going to crack my goal was 15 minutes. I thought I was going to go well over that. Somehow got it down to below that. So 10 to 15 was the idea and we succeeded. So yay us. We're a team, you and I, the chat. You remember being in the editing suite. You was there too. Looking back on it, it's kind of crazy they cast Larry the Cable Guy as Mater. Like I wouldn't have cast anyone else. I don't think anyone could have done it as well as him, but like in a children's movie, like the child after watching that movie, they're gonna be like, oh man, I freaking love I just love Mater. Oh my god, it's I Can't Play Piano Again. Love the song. I love Mater. I love Larry the Cable Guy. Hey, I mean, hey mom, dad, it's me, your 3-year-old son. I would very much like to see what this Larry the Cable Guy's deal is. And you have to deal with all these children pursuing this guy's very, very crass comedy career. Very not kid-friendly person in a children's movie. Good children's movie, still a children's movie. It's really good. I haven't watched the original Cars in forever. I feel like I have to do that. Probably I haven't seen it in my adult life yet. Honestly, probably any of the Cars movies I haven't seen in my adult life. Come to think of it. I was like, maybe 3, but no. No, I haven't watched it in a while. I haven't watched any of the new movies that Pixar's put out lately. I think there was that one, Elio. That's a Pixar one, right? And Hoppers is also Pixar? I think. I haven't watched either of them. The list of movies I have to watch is long and extensive. It's well over 300. You know, that's okay. I'll get to them eventually or I'll die. Both are acceptable. One of my main issues with death is that I probably won't be able to see all the movies that I want to before it happens, which is just unfortunate. And also, you know, loved ones going away, whatever, not being able to continue my life, whatever, all that. But like movies are good. That's the main thing. Okay, this is pretty good. Let's go. Let's seek out. Yeah. Play it, Joe. Away some of the sand, and we'll seek out some good old fashioned sponges. I'm gonna check the NESMP Discord. Did the screen turn orange? Who knows? NESMP Discord. Oh. Search temple. What do they call it? All this talk about a jungle temple. Monument? What's the ocean structure actually called? Okay. Does anyone know where one is? Hmm. No. So I'm gonna actually have to do my own work and find one. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Let's get a boat. I have a boat on me? What kind of amateur am I? Go like that. There we go. Whamp. There we go. Perfect. That is ideal searching conditions. And we'll do that. And we're on the hunt. Oh, there's a structure. I don't know how these modded things work, so let's check it out. Ooh, I should bring a door. Doors are kind of my diving buddies. Leave home with that one. Door. Don't tell me I have to make my own door. Here's my attempt at a scoff. I don't know if it translated well. Yep. Away we go! Time for adventure. For some reason, all these sea animals reminded me. I haven't been to the zoo in forever. I mean, I doubt that it's like, hey man, new animals drop, you gotta go to the zoo, but like, honestly, that could be the case. You never know with zoos. Maybe they did drop new animals. Oh. And please, thank you. Gotta go to the zoo sometime. Oh. Oh God, what's her name? What is the person who sings this? What's her name? What's that? Ella Fitzgerald, of course. Of course. Very good. How do I already lose a door? It was on one of these walls. Right? Yeah, there it is. Alright, no loot of consequence. I'm also on the lookout for diamonds. Because that's the money. Bones are their money. God, there's more stuff. Probably doesn't have what I'm looking for, but it'll have something. And something's better than nothing. Emeralds are better than nothing. It's true. Coal. Oh my god, I love coal. Especially when it's Nat King. There's a reason it took a full 10 seconds to think of that clever remark. It's not that clever. A jukebox? Oh my god, I want one. Just handing them out like candy. You know how you collect candy on the seafloor. Let me up. Here we go. We'll keep heading this direction. Probably good. Oh my god. They got underwater structures coming out the wazoo. Probably should stopping at every single one, but like, what if I get lucky? What if they have diamonds? Ooh, cap. Breathe. Breathe! Oh, yes. God, add it to the list of stuff I want to see and haven't seen. Cowboy Bebop. That is a drowned riding a Nautilus. Pretty cool, and I also don't want to fight. I don't want to fight him. I don't want to do that. Power 2. Power 2? What could they need power 2 for in an underwater structure? Riddle me that, Batman. You asshole. That's what he says. It's the Riddler's iconic catchphrase. I've been seeing all this sorry. I have to say the Batman Part 2 set footage, and it's doing something for me. I love that. I love the first movie with all my heart. I cannot wait for the second one. I can't believe it's 2028 that's coming out. All I have to do is wait 2 years. That's it. Probably less. I mean, it's what? February 2028? That's less than 2 years. Not by a lot, but it is still technically less. It's by a few months. This time I'm not stopping until I find 8. Okay, well, you don't have to so eagerly invalidate my point. Zombie Nautilus. Where'd my boat go? Anyways, this time I'm not going to stop until I find a proper ocean temple. Beat early. A great shame upon people who understand rhythm. Oh, this guy's kind of tempting, though. Sure, it's identical to, like, a few of the other ones I just went through, but it could have gold or diamonds in it. Love money. Show me money. Bring me my money. Coal, that also works. I need coal. What? Place. Oh, slabs, how I loathe thee. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Come here. Oh, come here. I got something to show you. Come here. Idiot. Fell for the oldest trick in the book. The old come here. I got something to show you. What a dummy. Angel Eyes. Good, the bad, and the ugly reference. Pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie. Soundtrack's better than the rest of the movie, but it's still a pretty good movie. You want a couple hours, maybe more. I remember it being a kind of long movie. If you want a little more than 2 hours of 3 people just going on various adventures and meeting each other along the way, great movie for that. But the bad and the ugly. That's all it is. They have an end goal, honestly, kind of like a D&D campaign. I'm in such a D&D headspace lately. But I can't be for the next couple weeks. No, it's fine. But it's good. Yeah, they just go on a bunch of side quests, get sidetracked a lot. Thou shalt get sidetracked by random bullshit every goddamn time. Thank you, Walter Groggins. That's what Vic Michaelis calls him, so that's what he must be called for real. Huh. These guys probably don't have diamonds, right? These are just, they're on the surface of the ocean. What would they have? Now this guy. I don't know. They have something. Oh, this is just a classic portal. You love to see it. A lodestone, huh? Oh, those are kind of good. Kind of rare. Whee. Internet may be dying. Uh-oh. You know, clears up. Freudian slip, sorry. These, I'm learning they don't have anything of value. We just, I gotta keep true to what I said earlier. We're not going. You consider bagpipes? What is that? Where did that come from? Where did this come from? No, I have not considered bagpipe. It's a story in my family that when my great grandfather immigrated. Since you play trombone, absolutely not. It's a story going through my family that when my great grandfather immigrated from Ireland to New York through Ellis Island, there were bagpipes on the boat the entire way through. Never stopped playing bagpipes, and from that day forward, he swore he would never hear another bagpipe in his entire life. It's in my blood to hate bagpipes. It's my lineage, my legacy. Bagpipes, honestly, how dare you? How dare you compare that? The difference, they're both silly instruments for sure. The difference is trombone sounds good, and you don't have to play an E to get it started. You can start on any note you want. Again, how dare you? Put that evil on me. You put that evil on me, Finsoli. We'll check out whatever this is. I keep straying from my core tenet of if it's not ocean monument true. Oh, nothing. What if I dig in? No. Nada. Nothing. Alright. Again. This time for real. Not stopping until we find an ocean temple proper. Monument. They're called monuments. Gotta remember that too. Kind of going inland? No. Oh yeah, we're kind of going inland. Ooh, could this be? Could this be one? Temporary waypoint. Let's go that way. Not asbestos. That's true. Me neither. I relate to this song. Like she's talking about me. And she's mispronouncing French. My kind of gal. Oh, is this it? This is what I marked? This thing? Oh my god. Why is there a B all the way out here? I would doubt that those are ocean monuments. What is this? Oh, is this? Oh, this is a Patera village. Okay. Is it maybe a Patera village next to a thing? Actual monument, maybe? Here's the showstone. There it is. It would be... What would I call underwater Patera village? Snowy, rich, sus Patera village. Gay Patera village. Have I been to Gay Patera village? I don't... Oh, Patero Lantis village. That would be it. Because it's the underwater one. It kind of looks like all the same. All the other ones. Well, you underwater structures, you're all the same. Hmm. I think, honestly, I think Gay Patera Village is new. I was given a tour of all the Patera villages by Patero and Zweet. Yeah, this is new. I'll be a puppy and give him money for being cute. Classic. Yeah, this is gay. This is, yeah. Yeah, this is, oh, and it's the one where Patero's sitting. Cool. Great. Well, we're gonna go back home. Yeah, we're just gonna head this way. Be a little bit southwest. Southeast, rather. And then just east. Yeah, this feels right. Surely this will yield results. I'm going northeast. I'm a fool and an idiot. Southeast. There we go. Much nicer. That looks like just a house, not even a temple underwater. Built their house underwater. This is another disadvantage of the evening streams, is that my brain starts shutting down naturally, so I get more delirious. Raspberry pickle bear. Despite the promise of info, I was unable to determine what, if anything, a butt onion is supposed to be. This has to be, okay, this has to be a, yeah, okay. Found one. Great. See, all we had to do was just sail southeast. When in doubt, southeast it out. As is that classic saying. You can go in the water. Don't need any of this. Water for you all. Goodbye. Oh, I forgot about guardians. Oh, they suck. Ow. Just, hey, stop. Stop. I just realized I don't have a shield. All this time on this server, I never got a shield. What am I doing? Close door. Haha, idiots. Alright. Oh, mining fatigue. I hate it. Oh, the mining fatigue. Right. Yes, of course. I should have brought more doors. And milk. And milk doors. What? Drowned. Zombie nautiluses. Not a lie. Not all people. Whoa, to the pot. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, let's do some killing. Oh, oh, oh. Uh-oh. 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 I'm stuck on the pickles. Idiot. Here I come. I know there's no sponge in there, and that's what we're here for, but... You know what? No. We are here for a purpose. That purpose is sponge, and there is sponge. Must have it. Hey, Diamond. I love you, Diamond. Sponge, sponge. Hey. Get the fuck out of here. Stuck on the wall. Stuck on the wall. Help. Help. I'm drowning. Help. I'm dying. Help. I never doubted myself for a second. Maximum effort. Oh, hello. Oh, he can attack. Oh, and he's kind of a wimp. Was it not going to break properly if I... No. I can break it without a hoe, for sure. No, I don't really need this one. I have two. We'll try. Oh my god. We're going to be here a while. What level of efficiency do I have on this? 4? It'll have to do. It'll have to do. Never mind. I'm not doing all that. We're leaving. I have a sufficient number of sponges, which is 2. That's all I really need, really. Right? Probably. Surely. I mean, it's going to be really annoying. It's going to be less annoying than brute forcing it with sand, that's for sure. Oh, how do I get out? Oh, I'm going to drown, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to drown. Well. Sorry for the noise, but I was going to drown, you see? And I didn't want that to continue. Hello. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Thank you. Drowning again. What? No. Don't you just love that sound? Boy, I know I do. Okay. Yeah, alright. Alright. Okay. Sure. Sure, yeah. Why not? I'm so lost. You know what? Cling to the left wall. That's what works. It's like a maze. You just gotta pick a wall and you stick to it. Door! You go in the right direction. I found a door. Yes. See? What I tell you? Maze logic. Always works. See you suckers. I just robbed you for 2 whole sponges. These idiots never knew what hit them. One-eyed willies you are. Oh, these are fish. These aren't my boat. Boat is in my hotbar. The guardians are the idiots, you see. Not me. Oh. This looks like a very cool ship. You have any money? Please. Emeralds. Oh boy, but Taro Live left the game. He was AFK streaming. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to leave someone with a questionable connection as the only one running the server. Boy. Oh. All in a day's work. They're just doing nonsense on jazz. I mean, it's kind of what jazz is, but you know, they're doing some especially nonsensical nonsense right there. Tell you what. Oh my god, I have mining fatigue. Favorite things. Oh, what about my least favorite evil things? Sorry. Again, brain's shutting down actively, so it's sleepy time. I don't really want to leave him, but like, just another Sam is live. Let's tune in. Let's tune into the stream. See what they're up to. Okay. Am I good to end? I'm aware I haven't met my hours, but that's okay. I plan to do so on Tuesday after the Cascade video comes out. Again, folks, 25th. I'm locking it in. Let them know they should have someone back up. Great. Sounds good. Great. Folks, this has been another stream. Whether it was good, I don't know. That's not my judgment to make. I think it was decent. I don't have mending on my legs either. Oh my god, what is this world coming to? Next time we're gonna make a nether portal so we can keep reusing the same 2 sponges over and over again. And that'll be really fun. But that's a problem for next time. I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. I hope you've all enjoyed your weekends as we close out this Sunday. I have been Archie O'Grady. This has been the Never-Ending SMP. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Again, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this myself. Socials. Go ahead and check out... Actually, I set up this command, right? Exclamation point YouTube. There it is. You're going to want to subscribe to the YouTube channel because we have the first episode of the Cascade SMP coming out on Tuesday. Very fun project. If you don't know what the Cascade SMP is, it is a scripted Minecraft server exclusively on YouTube, exclusively found on my YouTube channel and the YouTube channels of Rinzian and Tiny Katie, who we are all creative collaborators. My brain is shutting down. Collaborators on this wonderful server. There's something wrong with this Minecraft server, you see? And that's the whole point. Lovely. Make sure you stay tuned to that. Sorry, I'm nodding off as we speak. But I'm going to send you off to just another Sam 17 / raid. Just another Sam 17. Have I spelled that correctly? Yes, I have. Again, have a good nap. It is nighttime. It is going to be an 8-hour nap, otherwise known as regular sleep. Thank you very much for watching. I don't have a Zoom mod on this mod pack. I will see you when I see you, which will hopefully be after the Cascade episode comes out on Tuesday.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Bye. 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 Bye.